Chrono has made his triumph, his welcome, his much appreciation. Chrono's back. Chrono is back, everybody. He's here. Shin's here. Everyone's here. We've had a 4-year time skip, and in that time, everything's going pretty alright. Shin is somehow successfully being both a college student, competitive Vanguard player, running the shop. Everything is going alright in his life. Mark is now a student teacher who incorporates Vanguard into his lessons. Rive is successfully raising Chrono, and Mikaru, I think, is legal. So, keep that in mind, everybody. Yeah, so, everything is going all right with everybody, but there is a darkness approaching, a increasing misery and bad things to happen. It's called a Bermuda Triangle set release, and it is a sadness we never overcome. Okay, all joking aside, though, I really like the way they're doing this sort of like, the darkness is coming. There's like a thing in the background that is coming to the front, and it's always been there, and it's sort of always been part of the plot, because obviously Rive was always going off to do something mysterious, but now it's coming to that point where it's coming to the forefront, and I like we get these little snippets that build on each other. Vanguard has this bad habit of everything is just a one-scene exposition dump, or everything happens at once, and it feels distracting. This was actually, I thought, a very well-done, just kind of growing mystery that's going on of what is really going on in the background with Rive. And I really like it. Even the way the episode opens with Myojin and Rive just kind of talking, and like, here's the Gear Chronicle. I like that it's sort of this dark room, this kind of ominous music, just sort of like something bad is coming, and that's just kind of the feel of everything. I also like that every time Myojin is shown, he's always in the center of the shot. Like, attention is supposed to be on him whenever he's in the room. This is the guy who is going to be changing everything, and you need to stay focused, because he will turn into a small child who wears uncomfortably short shorts. So yeah, so then, after that, we see the top 4 for the Asia circuit. We see it's Team Nippon. It is Team Guy who's with a bear and a monkey because he's too much of a boss to use humans. We see Kanzaki with Nanami, and that made me laugh. I don't know why. There's something funny about the way Nanami is looking at him in the Jumbotron pictures. Like, why the fuck do I have to be with this guy? That's good. I really like that. And then, of course, you have Team 4, Aqua Force Guy, and all his somewhat erotica fixation on Rive. So, yeah, that's happening. Oh, one last thing before I get into any more of that. I like Shin's sort of back and forth with Eska. I like that Eska has now evolved into a doting older sister who's kind of got to keep her dumb little brother in line. That's what that whole thing sort of felt like to me, and I thought that was done pretty well. I like that they've made that transition in character very good. I also like that it sort of shows that Shin is still goofy, and that goofiness will be stomped out by the darkness that is coming. I like the scene with him and Misaki. I like the idea that Misaki is in a good place. She's not moody, angry teenage Misaki. Like, she's sort of still in this point where, she's happy. She hasn't really... I feel like maybe it's part of that she isn't a teenager yet, or I'm trying to find the right word. So she's not like teenage yet, where she sort of is feeling that sort of anxiety and that inability to fit in like she did in the previous anime. Like, she's still probably being treated very delicately, and I like that idea that she wants to be around Shin. It's not like, oh, my annoying uncle. I like that idea that when she's with Shin, because obviously she lives with the grandmother. Also, it's the first time they've referenced she has a grandmother. Yeah, but no, I like that idea that she'd rather be with Shin. Like, Shin tries to make her happy. Shin treats her well. Shin is kind of always there for her. Not to say the grandmother isn't, but I think it's that idea of a different sort of connection, a different relationship. Shin was the first person to really try and connect with her after the accident, and I like that bond has now evolved to where she's just very comfortable and happy around him. And I think that works very well. So anyways, on to the tournament. Rive busts out the Gear Chronicle. I don't understand why we can't get back Gunner Gear Draco Kid, although that might be with the Chrono stuff. when that comes a little later. But yeah, he busts out the Gear Chronicle, and why no one was then like, Judge, he switched cards in his deck. Like, that's what that should be. I'm always sick of in card game anime. Whenever someone busts out a card they clearly added later in the tournament, everyone's always like, oh my god, what's he doing with those cards? It's never like, hey, what the fuck? He clearly put in cards that are just going to be good for beating me. Like, no one's ever that. But yeah, no, that was nice. I like everyone's just general confusion. Like, there's kind of this ominousness to everything going on, and of course the one person who doesn't notice is Chrono. If I am going to touch on 4-year-old Chrono, that sounded wrong, but no, I'm just going to talk about that real quick before someone asks. It's fine. Chrono doesn't have a strong personality. He was just kind of grouchy hothead type, and so here there's not a ton for them to go off of, so they just kind of made him standard cute little kid, even down to like him getting every word wrong. It's cute, it's fine, it's whatever. I guess it's fine. I don't really have a lot to say about it. It's weird to see your eventual protagonist come back into the story and just sort of treat him just very much like he's just a little kid. He's just there. He's in the background providing a little comic relief. And that's about it. It's fine, and I think it's clever if you don't know Chrono is going to be the MC. But if you know the Chrono is going to be the MC, it's just a little weird. But that's neither here nor there. So, yeah. So then the fight begins, and by the end of the fight, now obviously Rive is losing. He has no open counterblasts. And you can treat this as it's supposed to be a message saying that Rive is not meant to master the Gear Chronicle. That's going to be Chrono who will be the one who will eventually make it work. I, however, choose to believe this is meant to be a secret Easter egg to when Gear Chronicle first came out and the deck sucked ass because the effect costs were too high and you never felt like it got yourself anywhere. Trust me, I know from experience. But yeah, no, so that was that, and then he loses, and the guy's like, I don't want to play anymore, and I choose to believe he was the other two guys' ride, and he just took the car and left, and both of these guys don't have enough money for an Uber, so they're just fucked. Like, God, that guy's a dick. So yeah, so then Team Nippon makes it to the finals. Rive is like, sorry, I can't do it anymore, and yes, like I said, it's just kind of like, the mystery is being built on with each scene. Then everyone's back at the apartment where Mikuru reveals the truth that Rive has this mysterious job, and everyone's like, we should go. I like Mikuru's thing that Rive told him about not telling Shin and the crew, like, they'll come and just be a pain in the butt. That is totally true and warranted. So then they go to the place. The bit with the idle chick on Mark's car I actually really liked. I don't know why. That was just really funny to me. They get to the place, and they go up to the guards, and they're like, we want in! The guard's like, you don't have any reason to come in here. We're like, but we want to go in! They're like, it's midnight, you fucking douchebags! That is what they should have said. Like, that's how that scene is supposed to go. But so now, Tatsuya, who of course we saw in the morning of the explosion, or whatever the heck that is that happened, he then lets everyone in, and the last little nice trick the episode does is that when Tatsuya comes in, he is now wearing white, clothing that often represents more adultness, as well as just being dressed up more as an adult, and when he gets to the others, he's about equal height with Shin. Putting him at equal height signifies he no longer looks up to Shin and sees him on equal terms. That is good visual storytelling, and then the episode ends. Last thing of note, I think having the ending theme being everyone on vacation is a nice idea, because vacation is sort of seen as this 1 to 2 week time in your life where you don't have to worry about the outside world. You can just have fun, be in your own little bubble, and it's okay. And you want to treasure that time because you know reality is waiting for you and the sort of bad things in it will be there. And that is what we're building to, and I think it's really good, and I like it, and it's well done. So yeah, that was this week's episode. A lot happened, quite a lot of good stuff in it. Well, tell me what you thought of that below. And as for the Vanguard question of the week, Bermuda set comes out in like 2 weeks. Is everyone ready for Bermuda format? I'm not. Are you excited for Bermudas? Do you think the deck might not be too bad? Do you think it might be even worse than it was before? Tell me all that below. And as always, click to like, click to subscribe, and join me next week for more incoming sadness.